Hey boys and girls, it's the adventures of Togami and Naegi. One is a smexy super genius, the other is an idiot. So enjoy this new episode.
Togami headed straight for the shelf at the back, as though he knew exactly what he was looking for.
There it is. Here.
Then he returned to where I was standing, carrying a single file.
Here, look.
Look? But I can't read it. What language is this in?
You're not saying you made it to high school without learning French, are you?
I'm pretty sure the majority of high school students can't read French, actually.
You're hopeless. Fine, I'll read it for you. Just know that you'll be repaying this debt 100-fold. Kiss my feet!
100-fold? Oh, hell no.
Fenrir is an organization of professional soldiers operating out of the Middle East. Unlike typical private military companies, Fenrir is a brutally violent outfit specializing in direct combat. It is said that a single member of Fenrir has the military strength of over 100 ordinary soldiers. Just like the Fenrir of legend, the Wolf of Ragnarok, they inspire fear in everyone they meet in battle. While it's not public knowledge, they apparently took part in a great many battles and military operations. However, some time ago, they suddenly ceased all activity. It is presently unknown whether the organization even still exists. Some reports suggest that all of the high-ranking members were murdered, but no one has been able to confirm it. Another rumor says that Fenrir was exterminated to prevent them from leaking highly classified military secrets. And some believe they destroyed themselves in some sort of internal conflict. What?
I feel like... how should I put it? I'm gazing into another world.
We're all part of the same world. They just live next door. Besides, the battlefield in this academy... they aren't actually so different. Both worlds thrive on the unimaginable and unpredictable. And that is why this place is so much fun.
I couldn't disagree with you more.
Anyway, is there anything else you're curious about? This is your last chance to learn about Fenrir.
Oh yeah, there was something. There's one thing I want to know. Earlier, you mentioned the legend of Fenrir, right?
Fenrir, the legendary Wolf of Ragnarok, son of Loki in Norse mythology. While we're on the subject, I'll tell you one other thing. To show that they were members of Fenrir, every soldier was apparently required to inscribe the symbol of Fenrir somewhere on their bodies.
What? A symbol representing Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. Wait, then could that be...
Gradual as it may be, time constantly erodes away at every living thing, material, and phenomenon. Little by little, damage is being inflicted upon each of us, and we need to be more mindful of it. So to that end, time's up! It's time for the class trial! Anyway, you guys get your ears in gear and meet at the usual place. Oh, boo boo! See you in a bit!
It seems our time is up.
Everything else we'll need to figure out during the class trial.
Indeed. Let's go.
Yo, Negs and Togs are here! And they're together, dude! Aw.
And where did you guys get off to? You just all of a sudden vanished and never came back.
Don't ask stupid questions. We were investigating. What else?
My white knight was out investigating. Alone. with the likes of Makoto Naegi.
Are you jealous?
I don't even want to imagine what yaoi she's fantasizing about right now.
Cut the chit-chat and brace yourselves. He should be here any minute.
Any minute now. He'll be here. I tensed up without realizing it, imagining what would happen after this. However, bizarrely, even after 5 minutes, 10 minutes...
What is the meaning of this? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet?
Maybe he broke down again?
What should we do? Wait a little longer, or...
Or what?
Whoa, holy shit! Wild Monokuma has appeared, dude!
Yeah! I scared ya.
Explain yourself! Where do you get off on making me wait?
Me? Making you guys wait? Don't you have that wrong? It's you guys making me wait.
Huh?
I was just waiting for you guys to all show up. We can't start if everyone's not here now, can we?
What are you talking about? We're all already here.
Oh, woo-woo. But you're not. But it's been 10 minutes. I'm tired of waiting. I'll just say the no-show is in violation of the rules. Now that that's been settled, I've just got to prepare the punishment.
If you're talking about me, I'm right here.
When we heard that voice, everyone turned back together.
I'm here, aren't I?
Kirigiri!
Kirigiri! You're alive?
No! That's a ghost, dude!
You just stand in the corner over there.
Yeah, save it for the class trial. Wouldn't want to spoil all the fun before we even started.
Is there no penalty for being late?
I'm here, aren't I? The rules don't say anything about tardiness. Isn't that right?
You're just a coward, Kirigiri. You're nothing but a coward. Indeed, there is no penalty for being late. But I'm sure you'll regret it later. I'll make you regret it. Anyways, you guys get your asses on the elevator. I'll run on ahead.
The moment Monokuma disappeared, we all surrounded Kirigiri. Kirigiri!
You're not dead!
Of course not.
Hooray! I'm so glad you're alive.
Her being alive isn't necessarily a good thing for us.
Huh?
He's right, dude! Don't you get it? That's a fucking ghost!
I said, stand in the corner, you.
Okay.
Let's get moving. We can continue this conversation during the class trial.
Without even looking over at Kirigiri, Togami boarded the elevator.
Wait for me, my white knight.
Yeah, we better hurry. Or Monokuma might start dishing out punishments for real this time.
We can be happy after we've made it past this class trial.
And so, one by one, the rest of the crew got into the elevator. But for me, there was one thing I absolutely had to ask Kirigiri before the class trial. Kirigiri, before the trial, there's one thing I'd like you to tell me. Where have you been? You used that key and snuck in somewhere, didn't you?
The second floor of the dormitory. I was doing some investigating there.
The second floor of the dormitory?
There are no security cameras or TVs there, so I was able to get by without Monokuma noticing. But because of that, I also wasn't able to hear Monokuma's announcements. I had absolutely no idea that a corpse had been found here.
When did you find out?
Just as I was returning to the first floor, I heard the class trial announcement. After that, I did a quick survey of the crime scene. I couldn't come into the class trial knowing nothing.
So that's why you were late.
Sorry for making you wait.
So if you were able to access the second floor of the dormitory, then that means that the key you had opens the shutter to the second floor?
Not exactly. To be more specific, it can unlock every lock in the academy. I suppose you could call it Monokuma's secret gadget.
What?
Hey, what are you two doing? If you don't hurry, Monokuma's gonna get mad!
Naegi, I'll tell you the rest after we make it through this class trial, okay? Right now, I want to focus on overcoming what's right in front of me. More than likely, this trial is going to be a considerable turning point for me.
For me? Something bugs me about her wording. It sounds like she's saying this class trial is going to be a big obstacle for her in particular.
Well, we should get going.
Without even giving me time to express my concern, Kirigiri walked off toward the elevator. I'm just overthinking things, right? I was the last one to board the elevator, and when I stepped on, the door closed behind me. My fear and uncertainty grew with the harsh, mechanical rumble of the elevator. I knew I would never get used to the pressure, feeling like a death row inmate waiting for the inevitable. Nobody spoke to cut through the gloomy darkness. We just stood, staring in silence. And after a short while, a bright light did what our words would not, shattering the darkness. The light burned itself into my eyes. But it wasn't a light of hope. It was a light of despair.
I've been waiting for this moment. It's been so long since we've all been together like this. You don't need any silly jokes or long, drawn-out introductions anymore. Let's just get this party started!
And so, for the 5th time, the curtain rose on a trial for life and a judgment of death, deception in life and treachery in death, betrayal for life and betrayal for death, the riddles of life and the mystery of death, justification for life and rationalization of death, faith in life and trust in death, the class trial to live, the class trial to die.
And the explanation presents itself again. You know, at this point, I would really like a nice cool beverage. What are you guys? You want to get something cold to drink? I know I would. Really hurts to do this voice sometimes. No? You good? Okay, fine. Alright, you guys can take it from here.
First, the victim. It is imperative that we clear up all doubt as to who the unidentified corpse belongs to.
Ain't that Kirigiri, dude? It couldn't be anyone else.
Kirigiri is standing right there.
No, that's a ghost, dude!
But she has feet.
Well, that's probably because she's a newly evolved species of ghost, dude!
Is there no end to your stupidity?
If I could prove to you that the corpse wasn't Kirigiri's, then you'd accept it, right? So, to do that, how about we look at something unique about Kirigiri and compare it to the body we found?
Something unique about Kirigiri? But isn't she unique in every sense of the being? I can't quite say I've met anybody like her.
Kirigiri's gloves. That's where the answer to this question is hidden.
In that case, wouldn't it be best to explain why she wears those gloves in the first place?
You know?
Monokuma told us, you wear them to hide markings on your hands that you don't want people to see, right?
Oh yeah! That corpse wasn't wearing gloves, was it?
They were burned off in the explosion, that's all! It's gonna take more than that to convince me. You're all being deceived by that ghost, dude!
corpse is not Kirigiri, obviously. Damn it, Hagakure. But if I don't clear up this misunderstanding here, we'll never make any progress. So let's do this.
The Kirigiri standing there is a ghost.
And you're not an idiot. See? I can do it too.
Then prove it. Prove Kiri isn't a ghost.
The corpse wasn't wearing gloves.
They just burned off in the explosion, dude. I'm sure she had them on, dude.
Please take this seriously, Hagakure. No, the corpse did not have gloves on. Remember? She had fake nails, right? Fake nails like that would just get in the way of wearing gloves. Plus, Kirigiri wears gloves to hide her hands. Wouldn't it be kind of strange for someone who wants to hide their hands to be wearing fake nails?
Didn't you know? A woman's heart is a complicated beast, dude.
The one who doesn't understand women here is obviously you.
How about it, Kirigiri?
These gloves were made to fit my hands so they wouldn't interfere in my day-to-day activities. Were I to wear fake nails, I wouldn't be able to put these gloves on.
Then that settles it. The corpse does not belong to Kirigiri.
Of course not. She's standing right there, you imbeciles.
Then whose body is it? If we don't figure that out, we're all gonna be ghosts.
I've been saying that from the start, dumbass. You're the one who forced us down this detour. I hate you, Hagakure.
Anyway, the first thing we need to do is to clarify the victim's background. Everything else depends on the answer to that question.
If Kiri's alive, then who the hell is that dead body, dude?
Is there any way we can figure that out?
The corpse's face is burnt and unidentifiable. And the Monokuma file didn't say anything either.
We have no way to identify the body.
Don't forget about the tattoo! Actually, there is a clue we can use to identify the corpse.
Huh? Seriously?
If you're lying, I'll make sure your death is very exotic.
An exotic death? You've got me interested, dude. There's something really hot about that.
There's nothing interesting about it! Naegi, ignore them and keep going.
The clue as to the corpse's identity is a tattoo on the top of her hand.
It's kind of an unusual design. What is it, a dog?
She was made to get it by her master. It means I am your bitch.
I had no idea it had such a humiliating hidden meaning to it.
Because it doesn't. The only thing hidden in that tattoo is the identity of the victim.
Huh? In the tattoo?
Indeed. By looking at the tattoo alongside another piece of information, her identity should be obvious. That's it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the mercenary organization Mukuro Ikusaba was in.
What about it, dude?
To show that they were members of Fenrir, every soldier was apparently required to inscribe the symbol of Fenrir somewhere on their bodies.
The symbol of Fenrir?
A symbol representing Fenrir. That has to be... Let's do this.
Why does he keep standing there? Can he just answer already? I
W,
don't get
L.
it.
No! We know this, Naegi! We do not have to go through your epiphany. Fuck, I don't care.
Oh,
I mean, at this point, he should probably already know the answer. What's the point of standing around there and not saying anything?
oh, woo!
Good, Naegi. Good.
That was kinda obvious. The wolf. That's a symbol representing Fenrir.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. He's an enormous wolf-shaped monster appearing in Norse mythology. He's the son of the trickster god Loki and the giantess Angrabotha.
What's this? I think we just caught a rare glimpse of the elusive bookworm in her natural habitat, dude.
A symbol of a wolf. then maybe...
Exactly. The tattoo on the corpse's hand is a tattoo of a wolf. Which is to say, this corpse was once a member of Fenrir and belongs to Mukuro Ikusaba.
What?
Hold on a second! Wasn't Mukuro Ikusaba supposed to be the puppet master?
You seem surprised! But that's exactly right! This class trial is being held to determine who killed Mukuro Ikusaba!
What is this? How can the puppet master be dead and her class trial still be held?
That's not what he's saying. He's saying that our initial assumption that she was the puppet master is wrong.
But the phrase super duper high school despair sounds really puppet mastery.
Even the idea that Mukuro Ikusaba was called the super duper high school despair is suspect. There was no record whatsoever of her having had that title in her student profile. She was only referred to as the super duper high school mercenary. As I recall, the source of that information was you, Kyoko Kirigiri. You told that to Naegi, didn't you?
So, Kiri's info was bad?
But then, who on earth was Mukuro Ikusaba? She spends all this time in hiding, and when she finally shows up, she gets killed.
Normally, we would spend a lot more time and go into more detail about an important character's death.
That just means she wasn't an important character. Mukuro Ikusaba was, just like us, nothing more than a participant.
Then who is the puppet master, dude?
Maybe he really is the Kibogamine Academy headmaster.
No, the headmaster doesn't have anything to do with this.
But your information on Mukuro Ikusaba was incorrect, which throws that into question too.
My information was not incorrect.
Okay, we're in the middle of a class trial. Shouldn't you focus on who killed Mukuro Ikusaba? Keep private matters to a bare minimum, please.
Sure, alright. Unmasking the puppet master can be saved for later. But don't forget, I will uncover your true identity on my name, the Togami name.
It's my policy not to react to provocation like that. Alright, just so there's absolutely no confusion, I'll tell you guys this one more time. A class trial is held when a murder occurs between students in the academy. Make sure you pound that point into your heads.
In other words, both the culprit and the victim are students?
So, Mukuro Ikusaba was murdered by someone here?
No, it's possible that a 17th student is still hidden around here somewhere.
There is no such possibility. There are a total of 16 high school students participating.
You serious? So someone here murdered Mukuro Ikusaba?
Who did it? Who killed her?
Calm down. We've already narrowed down a list of suspects.
Huh?
You know who I'm talking about, Naegi. The name's on the suspect list.
In this situation, there are two suspects. It can only be us. The possible suspects are me and Kirigiri, right?
And what makes you say that?
Alright, I'll tell you. Last night, just after the nighttime announcement, I went to the garden. I can attest to the fact that there was no corpse there then. Which means the murder occurred at some point after I was in the garden. But after that, Hagakure, Fukawa, Asahina, and I were in the gymnasium until morning.
In the gymnasium?
The four of us were in the gymnasium disassembling Monokuma. As a precaution, we avoided individual activity during that time. We even went to the restroom in pairs. In short, the four of us have perfect alibis.
On the other hand, neither Naegi nor I have alibis. That's why you said you'd narrow the suspect list.
Precisely.
There are only two suspects, me and Kirigiri. Crap, this isn't good. I've gotta clear that suspicion somehow. Hey, can I say something real quick? About my alibi?
Do you have any objections?
Before I make any objections, I'd like to narrow down the time frame of the murder. By doing that, we might figure something out.
Do as you wish. Someone humor him.
I too can confirm that there was no body in the garden when Togs showed up. That was just after nighttime started. Right around 10 p.m., dude. Which means the murder occurred after 10 p.m., dude.
So we can say the time frame of the murder was from then until we discovered the body? But wait, what time did we discover the body?
Kawa, who was going to get the pickaxe, was the first one to see it, right?
And that means the body was discovered at 9 a.m. The body was first discovered at 9 a.m. when Fukawa left to get the pickaxe.
Fukawa, what time is it?
When we left the gym, it was a little before 9. So it should be right around 9 o'clock.
Perfect. Have the pickaxe here by 9:01.
You're right. It was around 9.
In other words, we can safely assume the murder took place between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m.
I went to bed early last night, so I don't have an alibi after 10 p.m. But I met back up with everyone before 9 a.m.
When we ran into each other in the cafeteria? I think that was around... Yeah, it was 7:30ish. I checked the clock when I got there, so that's definitely right.
Which means Negs doesn't have an alibi from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m.
The murder occurred between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. I don't have an alibi between 10 p.m. and 7:30 a.m. Alright, I've gotta make this count. If I can't challenge my alibi by itself, then I just have to prove the murder didn't take place during the time I don't have an alibi.
Let's Start Project.